We'll begin in a seated position. When you choose your posture, you don't have to be still right away. In fact, don't force anything today, not even stillness. Let these opening moments of practice be like the moments after you shake up a snow globe and then all of the little pieces of snow in their own time and their own trajectory settle down onto the floor of the snow globe. And then you'll find yourself just ever so naturally still as a result of you being soft, easy, and incredibly nourishing to yourself. Close your eyes and then breathe in through your nose all the way down into your pelvis. Open your mouth and breathe out. Inhale through your nose all the way down to your pelvis. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through your nose all the way down. And breathe out. Let's meet forward in tabletop position. Layer the hands right underneath the shoulders, wrist creases towards parallel with the top edge of the yoga mat. Knees right underneath the hips. Right away, give more weight to your fingers than to your wrists, and then ride that energy all the way up through the arms, arm bones spinning open. Lift your navel to your spine, and then wave that energy all the way out through your skull. And as you breathe in and out through the nose now, you should feel the throat warm up. Keep the energy going on the front of the body, the navel lifting to the spine, waving out through the skull. And moving from your center, imagine where does your movement arise from? And we'll test it out in these cat-cow cycles. Inhale to cow pose. The sitting bones lift, the heart lifts, we look up. Exhale, wrapping in. Back and forth a few times. Inhale, belly stays strong as we lower and lift the heart, lift the pelvis. Exhale, curling in. A few more at your own pace. Let's meet at neutral spine. And then we'll create a flow with our cat-cow that will involve several other postures. Let the eyes be steady. All the facial muscles are soft. So we're really not putting an emphasis on what we're thinking about during our yoga practice. Not that thoughts won't happen. Thoughts are very natural. We're not really in control of whether or not we have them. But we're in control of where we place our focus. Next inhale breath, cow pose, lift the tailbone, lift the heart. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, ground onto your knees, and then wave the arms all the way up to the sky for a high kneeling position. Our first round of this we'll hold here as we learn to ground the energy of the shin bones. Take the energy of the front pelvis in. Unite the thigh bones into that pelvis and reach up through the chest. Feel the navel drawing back, waving up through the spine, similar to your tabletop position. And take another full breath in, lifting through the vertebra. Keep that lift, and on the exhale, spin yourself open to the right and tee off the arms. Inhale, come all the way back through center with the arms lifting upward to the sky. Keep the lift on the exhale, open a twist to the left. Inhale, lift the arms all the way back up through center. And we'll tuck the toes underneath. We'll keep them tucked for the duration of the sequence if we can. On the next exhale, hands come down through the heart. Take the sitting bones back to rest on the heels. Stretch out the soles of the feet. This can feel pretty intense, especially if you're not used to practicing it. So take deep, unopinionated breaths. Face is soft. Next, inhale. Open the arms to cactus. Feel the shoulders absorb this. Soften them and open the chest. Come back forward, tabletop position. And on your next breath in, lift the tailbone high, lift the heart and look up. Exhale, round in for cat. Inhale, ground your shin bones, lift all the way up to a high kneel. Exhale, open a twist to the right. Inhale, lift all the way up through center. Exhale, open a twist to the left. Inhale, lift up. Toes tucked. Exhale, hands at heart. Sit the hips back. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cat pose, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, ground your shins, lift up, high kneel. Exhale, open a twist to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sit back, hands at heart. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Tailbone lifts, heart lifts. Exhale, angry cat. Maybe untuck the toes here. You can walk your shin bones back a little bit to get yourself some space. Keep the hips right over the knees and then walk the hands all the way to the top of the yoga mat. Push your mat down and forward, bow your heart down. Maybe your forehead touches, maybe it doesn't. Puppy dog pose. Feel gravity, get some space in your spine from your tailbone all the way down through the skull. Spin the arms away from each other. Lock the hands underneath the shoulders one at a time. And then set ourselves up in a nice, easy tabletop position. We can now tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the yoga mat, nice and easy, and go back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here, allow the body to adjust to this shape. The legs don't need to go straight, but do your best to get the sitting bones to lift up a lot, even if you need to bend the knees to help that happen. The legs act as levers on the pelvis, so bending the knees can help change the relationship. Therefore, you have more or less ability to shift the positioning of the pelvis in every yoga pose. Keep the sitting bones lifting up, the backs of the legs lifting away from the backs of the knees, and gently walk the feet all the way to the top of the yoga mat. When you get there, space the feet out generously. Maybe you even turn the toes in. Maybe you bend the knees. Come into your easy standing forward fold. Nothing is forced. We go into a passive space of listening as we change our yoga postures. And that way we'll be sure to always work within the boundary of the muscle system. Let's heel toe the feet underneath the hips. Outer edges of the feet parallel, or second toes pointing forward. Basically neutral in the feet, however you know how to do that in your skeleton. On the next exhale, deepen the fold. On the inhale, backs of the legs lift away from the backs of the knees. Lift your belly to your spine and stretch forward to your halfway lift. Everyone will be at a different height and space. Maybe your hands brush the floor. Maybe they brush back to the legs. It doesn't really matter. Just find space, length through the spine, integration through the core. And as you breathe in, every inhale should warm the throat and the air should circulate without resistance. On the next inhale, stretch forward halfway. And on the exhale, go back down. Ground into your strong feet. On your inhale, come all the way up to stand in your favorite way. Arms reach all the way up to the sky. And on your exhale, hands can come together in front of the chest. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. That will be our half sun salutation, and we'll take that a few times to warm up the whole vertical axis of the body. Go breath and movement together. Fit the movement right into the pocket of the breath. Inhale, lift forward halfway. Exhale, return the heart over the thighs and fold. Ground your feet. Inhale, reach out and up, arms lifting to the sky. Exhale, hands at the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way out and up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Last sequence. Inhale, stretch forward halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way out, up to the sky. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. We'll lightly step the feet all the way back to a downward facing dog position. Using the fingers more than the wrists, pushing the mat down and forward, spinning the arm bones away from each other. Inhale, we'll come forward to plank pose. Shoulders stack right over the wrists. Heels stack over the ball mounts of the feet. If it's no good for you to bear weight in your wrists like this, come on down to your forearms, hold a forearm plank. But if you're okay, drop down to the knees. Modified plank position. Strengthen through your belly. Wave your belly energy out through your skull. Take a big inhale breath here. Exhale, keep that line of energy. Bend the elbows and lower the shoulders to elbow height. Inhale, push up. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Inhale, push up. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Elbows bend to the back. Drop down. Lengthen the tops of your feet back. Just give yourself a nice easy rest, an easy break. As this happens, let your legs have a deliberate intention into the pelvis. So the muscles surrounding the hip capsule are being used to hold the thigh bones in neutral. The toenails are spreading open. The kneecaps are lifted from the yoga mat. Slide the hands back underneath the elbows. We'll take a few rounds of our low cobra, warming up the back muscles, the muscles all along the torso. Lift your belly into your spine. Peel your chest away from the floor on the next inhale breath. On the exhale, keep the spine long through the skull and come down chest to earth. Inhale, lift the belly to the spine. Lift your back muscles, wave up to low cobra. Exhale, long line through the skull. Take the chest back down. Inhale, peel the chest up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, peel the chest up. Exhale, come back down. Last one. Inhale, come back up. We'll use our hands, we'll use the belly. We got to keep the belly pulling back to the spine so that we keep long in the spine, the low back, pull up. And now use your belly muscles to pull the pelvis back towards the heels. Take the toes together. Space out through the knees as you take the pelvis back. Maybe wave yourself a little bit left to right. If you're a bit tighter in your hips, maybe you just keep yourself propped up on the forearms. And if you feel okay from there, you can walk your hands forward, take your heart down in between the legs, and take your forehead down. This is the resting posture of our practice, so use this time to recalibrate your breath, recalibrate your attention. Press into your hands, lift the chest, lift the belly to the spine, and wave the skull forward. Walk the hands back ever so slightly, and we'll take a twisted child's pose. Keep the left hand grounded on the yoga mat. Inhale, reach the right fingers up to the sky. Exhale. We're going to thread the needle, taking the right shoulder down. If the right shoulder is too much, just stay propped up on the right forearm. Otherwise, right shoulder down, right ear down. Take the left hand over to the left side of the yoga mat, tent the fingers, and then rotate your left elbow to the sky. Rotate the left shoulder more to stack over the right shoulder, as if the shoulders could be in a vertical relationship while the pelvis is in a horizontal relationship. Ground through the left fingers. Inhale, stretch the right fingers back up to the sky. Nice open chest here. Shoulders on the back, lengthen out through the spine. Take the right hand back down to the floor. Inhale, stretch the left fingers up to the sky. Open the chest. Exhale, thread the needle. Come down to your left elbow or your left shoulder. Left ear can come to the floor if that feels okay. Take your right hand over to the right side of the yoga mat. Tent the fingers, then rotate the left elbow to the sky. Rotate the right shoulder more to a vertical relationship with the left shoulder while the pelvis stays at horizontal. Ground the right hand, push the floor down. Inhale, stretch the left fingers up to the sky. Exhale, take the left hand back down to the ground. Root into the shins, lift the hips up, walk the hands well forward into a tabletop position. Ground the hands well, spin the arms open. Belly lifts to the spine, waves out through the skull. Take a big breath in. Keep that space on the exhale. Tuck the toes under. Next inhale, lift the knees off the floor. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Keep the backs of the legs lifting away from the backs of the knees. Even if you choose to bend the knees, that's still possible. And then we're going to walk the feet forward until we come all the way to the top of the yoga mat. Inhale, lengthen forward to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way out and up. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, reach the arms all the way out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lifting forward halfway. And on this exhale, and with the hands grounded, bend the knees, stick the butt away from the backs of the knees, and decide right here if the floor is too far away from you. If it's too far away from you, find a couple of household objects or some yoga blocks and place your hands up on that. That can be really helpful. And from here, keeping the backs of the legs moving away from the backs of the knees, pick your left foot up off the ground, stretch your left foot all the way to the very back of the yoga mat, smush it back even more so that you get a nice distance between your left and your right foot. Let the body adjust into this lunge here, a really deep, established lunge. Press into your right heel. Press into your left heel. We'll develop a flow from here. This will be the inhale breath. Fill from the inside out into the lower belly. Exhale. Lift the back of the right leg away from the back of the right knee. Push your right foot down and forward and play the edge of your right leg to straight. Keep the left heel lifting, and now draw the thigh bones into the pelvis to lift the pelvis and level it off. Imagine you could keep a cup of coffee on your low back. Take an inhale, look forward with your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Breath and movement together. Inhale, slide a bend into the right leg. Keep the heels driving in their individual directions. Exhale, use your right foot. Push it down and forward. Play the edge of the leg to straight and fold. Inhale. This bee is working today. Inhale, come forward into your high lunge. Sometimes he just gets so close for comfort, and then I hear him and I don't see him, and it's all about learning to coexist evenly with everything, every creature around us. This is a big lesson. Exhale, push your right foot down and forward. Straighten the leg and fold. Inhale, come forward into the right knee. Stretch the heart forward, lunge. Exhale, press the right foot down and forward. Play the edge of the leg to straight and fold. Inhale, come down into the right knee. Pause here. Take your back foot slightly forward and spin it just so that the left heel can come down onto the ground. Push down into both feet. Roll the spine on up to stand. Feel the feet work evenly into the ground. Push them down. Squeeze your leg energy up. Feel the front of the pelvis draw in. Feel the belly draw in, the chest lift, the skull pulls back, and you're breathing into the vertical column of the spine. Keep the legs working as you slide a bend into the right knee for Warrior One pose, Virabhadrasana 1. It'll start to stretch the back of the left leg. If you need more space, heel toe the right foot farther forward. Press into the right heel. That'll get the right leg even stronger. Lift the arms up overhead. Take 3 full breaths. Inhale. Exhale, keep your legs steady. Stretch your heart forward. Take the hands down. Look forward with your chest, your chin. Lift onto the back tippy toes. Bend into the back knee. Straighten the front leg. Look forward. Keep your belly strong. Get a little pulsing action here. And then gently take the left foot underneath your body and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way out and up. Lift up. Exhale, draw the hands together at the chest. Lift the arms all the way back up to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Separate the feet mat-width distance apart. Turn the toes slightly in, the heels slightly out. Even soften a bend into the knees. So you should feel that the belly and the thighs can come to rest together. Then take the hands to the low back. Squeeze the elbows toward each other. Stay there or take the hands to interlock. Upper arms squeezing toward each other, collarbones opening on the front of the chest, and then maybe reach your hands upward to the sky and overhead. Keep the upper arms squeezing toward each other. Reach the bind back down to the low back. Release the fingers, let them drop down to the ground. Heel toe the feet right underneath the pelvis. Bend the knees. Stick the butt away from the back of the knees. Keep that true on the left leg especially as we step the right leg all the way to the very back of the yoga mat for high lunge. Smush your right foot back more so you get nice distance between your legs. Press the heels into their respective substances, the floor, the air. Take a full few deep breaths. Let the body adjust and try to become equally aware of every piece of your body. Nothing should stick out or feel more important. Imagine where your center is, and then move from that center in this sequence. Press your left foot down and forward. Lift the back of your left leg away from the back of the left knee as you play the edge of that leg towards straight. Lift the back heel. Make the thighs into the pelvis a deliberate relationship and fold. Inhale, come forward into your lunge. Exhale, push your left foot down and forward. Straighten the leg. Fold. Inhale, breathe deeply, come back to lunge. Exhale, push the left foot down and forward. Fold. Inhale, come back into the lunge. Exhale, push the foot down and forward, fold. Last one. Inhale, come forward into the lunge. Exhale, fold. Bend into the back leg, keep the front leg straight. Go belly to the spine a little bit. And now, press your back foot all the way down to the floor. Just spin it until the heel can go down naturally. Root down into both legs, come up to stand. With both legs straight, we're just trying to feel the feet press down into the floor. The energy from the legs drop up into the pelvis. From the tailbone to the skull, we feel nice and aligned. And then from here, we're going to descend into the left knee. Keep the left heel active into the floor, gaining strength through the underside of the left leg. The deeper we go, the more we feel the back of the right leg respond with sensation. Belly waves to the spine all the way out through the skull. Let the arms travel upward. Take 3 breaths. Let's travel all the way back down to the ground. Lift the back heel off the ground. Again, straighten the front leg, bend into the back leg. Look forward with your chest, your chin. Keep your belly strong. And then we'll gently, with a few pulses, we'll get into the movement of it all and take the back foot underneath the body. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, use your feet. Stretch all the way out and up. Last sun. Exhale, hands at heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down into the ground. Step back, 1 foot at a time, downward facing dog. Move the body forward to plank pose, shoulders over wrists, heels over balls of the feet. Again, you can always hold this on your forearms. Otherwise, lower down to the knees. Stretch your heart forward in between your fingernails, long line of energy. Belly all the way out through the skull. Breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows to the back of the mat. Keep that line of energy. Inhale, press up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, come down, hold. And release. This time we can stretch the hands by the back. Become aware of the front of the body. Front of the body should feel pieced in together. Belly should feel going into the spine. Ribs should feel like they're pulling towards the back wall of the body. Take the next breath in, and when that happens, breathe from the inside out, and then lift the chest, the arms, and the legs to a hover over the mat. And exhale, come down. You can just touch the nose or the forehead to the floor when we come down. You'll go back and forth a few times. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. One more time. This time, hold the locust pose. We'll be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your legs. Lower your hands underneath your elbows. Belly to the spine, lift up a little bit. Then belly to the spine, pull the pelvis back. Come back into that child's pose. Big toes together, space the knees out as wide as you can. Come down. If it's okay to hold your arms in front of you, hold them in front of you. Take the forehead down. And if that feels okay, we can come into a tricep stretch by just walking the elbows as far forward as you can without totally pulling the shoulder blades off the back. And we'll bend into the elbows and take the thumbs towards the upper back. Maybe the hands even come to touch. You can walk the elbows in by the ears if you want. The more you press your elbows down and forward and press your hips back, the more you'll feel the stretch through the arm muscle. Release the hands first. Lift the belly to the spine. Lift the heart up off the legs. Ground the hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up to table. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Keep the left heel grounded. Inhale. Lift the right leg all the way up to the sky. Feel the body connected on the front. Exhale, we'll bring it through for half pigeon. So as the knee comes through, we're going to try to bring the knee to the right wrist, maybe outside. Lay the shin bone across the mat as best you can. Right ankle goes between the left wrist and hip. If you feel really high up here and already like you're at a maximum, then find some padding that you can put underneath your right buttocks so you can feel grounded there, and then stay up on the hands and just practice your pose, lifting out of the pelvis, softening the shoulders, and trying to be calm. If you feel pretty good, you can walk down onto the forearms and maybe even all the way forehead down to the ground. Lift your belly to the spine, root down through the forearms. We'll come back up to the hands. Left toes tucked under. Belly lifts to the spine to lift the pelvis. Stretch the right leg all the way up. And down. Other side, inhale, lift the left leg up. Hold it there for an extra moment, just to adjust, to feel. Exhale, we'll bring the knee through. Lay the left knee to the outside of the left wrist. Lay the shin across the mat. The left ankle goes between the right wrist and hip. You're welcome to stay up on the hands or pad up the left hip for a little bit more comfort. And if and when it feels appropriate, you might settle forward into your half pigeon stretch. In your own time, belly to the spine. You can press up to the hands. We can actually just roll onto the left hip from here. Swing the right leg around. And taking both legs in front of us. We can now gently roll all the way down onto our backs. Set your feet in close to your pelvis and appreciate the support underneath the whole skeleton. Set the skeleton well and give all of its attention, its efforts to the floor. We can set the feet a little bit more than a hand's width distance away from the sitting bones, with the toes pointing forward. And as we press the feet down and forward, the knees are going to go forward and the shin bones are going to hug back to the body. And that's going to fire up the leg muscles so that we can begin to lift the pelvis off the floor for bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Let the two frontal hip bones still draw down into the body, connecting the line of energy from the front of your knees into your pelvis, into your belly, your chest. Press down with your arms to get the chest to lift. Keep pushing the feet down. Knees forward, shins back. Hug the inner thighs together. And then, if it feels okay, next inhale breath, reach the arms up to the sky and overhead. On the next exhale breath, reach the arms back up to the sky by the side. And as that happens, lower the pelvis back down. Those are our two movements, the bridge pose and the arm variation. So we'll spend the next few rounds of breath linking beginning, middle, and end of breath with beginning, middle, and end of movement. Inhale to use the feet to lift the hips, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, arms and hips back down. Notice that the arms and hips need to travel at different speeds. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. Three more on your own breath. After your last one, relax. Maybe you windshield wipe the knees a little bit to the left, to the right. We can take an unsupported legs off the wall pose, draw the knees into the chest. If you have a wall, convenient, you can always do this against the wall. Otherwise, just grab behind your thighs. Play the edge of the legs up to straight. They don't need to go all the way to straight. And just find a grip of the hands behind the legs. You can always put a belt around your legs too, if this is too much. Just let the legs go towards the sky. letting them absorb all the benefits of inverting. When you're ready, soften and bend into the knees. Draw the knees in towards the armpits. Maybe you hold this or grab for the outer edges of the feet. Happy baby pose. Pulling down on the feet, the knees, pushing up through the feet. If you want, you maybe rock and roll a little bit left to right, massaging out through the spine. In your own time, begin to release this pose. You can stretch out for Shavasana. I'll take my Shavasana today in constructive rest, so you're welcome to join me in that. Otherwise, stretch your legs out to straight. If you want constructive rest, really good for the hip flexors, heel toe your feet, mat width distance apart. Turn the toes ever so slightly in, and then rest the inner knees on each other. Rest with the palms face up by the side. Pelvis soft into the floor, spine soft. Release the breath. In your own time, begin to deepen the breath. Start tiny movements in the fingers. you're in constructive rest with the legs, peel the knees away from each other. If your legs are straight, start moving the toes. Start to generally wake up the body, keeping this sense of peace, of internal stillness. Maybe you stretch the arms. Let's roll over onto either side. Resting again. Gently press your way on up to a seated position. With the eyes still closed, hands drawing together at the heart. Enjoy this seated stillness, this quiet after your yoga practice, after you focused your attention and your body. Thank you for joining for this practice. Namaste.